Hello everyone, welcome to An Idiot Aboard. My name's Danny, you're idiot, and there's boards are all around me. Or something like that. Anyway, where have I been? It's been a while. Well, first off, we've been closing down our fifth wheel, or our static caravan, whatever you want to call it. First year we've had it, it's been a blast, to be honest. Didn't think I wanted one. Now that I've got one, I love it. So we finally got it closed down for the winter. This weekend, so hopefully I'll have a bit more time to get down here because I won't be there with that. I've also had what little time that I would normally get down here kind of cut into because one of our foster kiddies in particular, I'm not mentioning any names, those of you who are on our Facebook page for our fostering will be more up to speed, but one of our kids in particular, he's had a lot of his parental visits cancelled, which means, I'm needed more upstairs than I am down here, because let's be honest, only I need me down here. Whereas Mrs. B needs me up there when the kiddies are in need of attention, and there's, we're talking about babies, so it's got to be kind of one-on-one. But so yeah, my time's been eaten into and I haven't been able to get down here as much as I want. There have been a few changes. I haven't filmed it all because I wanted to crack on and do it, but I'll show you around the bits and pieces that I've done. And yeah, let's do that now, shall we? Cheers. So the biggest change so far has been this unit up here. Now it's only in place temporarily so far, and as you might have seen on my short video, it's just whacked up with a couple of French cleats. And I've put it up here, excuse me while I move aside. I've just put it up there for now to get some of the stuff from down in there up and out the way, so I can start making a bit of a dent in the tidying process. And it's funny, I seem to have more bloody toys in here than I do anything else. All of this stuff was my daughter's from when she was a WWE fan, when she was little. Got a homemade belt at the back. John Cena spinner belt there. She was a big Cena fan, of course. A couple of my bits and bobs there, including Deadpool. And a couple of toys from when I was a kid up there. Now I'm hopefully going to get some of this stuff up there to clear the workbench too. And make it a little bit more accessible. I've got some of the stuff from the camper van, some of my tools and stuff from the camper van in here, including a butane burner, which, well, for cooking, but I'm not going to need that in here, but it's going to be stored in here. A little toolbox, big toolbox. In there, there's the ring for cooking that goes with the butane burners, and my old Black & Decker jigsaw in there. These came from my buddy Mike, who was also the guy who gave me the shelves up there that are already on the wall. These might come in handy for building storage trays, because I've already had grooves routed into them, which fit these for use as shelves. So I may split them in half, or may use them as part of my cabinets when I build my cabinets. I don't know yet, I haven't decided, but they will come in useful. Very, very handy they will be. He's also given me some pallets outside, which I will use in here to build stuff with, put on the walls maybe to match the French cleat wall. Like I said, this is only temporary. I think what I'm going to do, just because it's a cheap solution, and we all know I'm cheap, I'm going to cover that with OSB, and then I can whack loads of French cleats on it like I have with this wall, which means I can use the pallet material for cutting my French cleats. I'm going to do the same in here, the old storeroom. Now I'm going to complete this wall, the bottom half of it, with OSB, but make it match the plasterboard. Or maybe I'll just use plasterboard. I, again, haven't decided. That wall is definitely going to be OSB, that wall and that wall. And then I'm going to use more pallets on the floor. Of course, I'm going to get rid of all of this. This is what was on the wall. I'm going to use more pallets so that when I get my shelving units put in, they're going to be raised off the floor by the pallets. But I'm going to use plastic, like the stuff from Costco there, the big old shelving units from Costco that can take like 500 pounds. and I'm going to arrange them here. Not quite to that wall, because at that wall, what I'm going to have along that wall are storage bins like these, that we store. Well, we've got Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, Halloween costumes for kids of various ages, because we never know who we're going to have here and how old they're going to be at Halloween. But we've also got clothes for like, we've got boxes of clothes from 0 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, 12 months to 24 months, 2 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years, 4 to 5 years, because we foster 0 to 5 year old. And so, you know, you never know if you're going to get a boy or a girl from one kiddie to the next, because we're short term, so we have a high turnover, and so we like to be prepared. Yes, we do have a budget for the kids so that we can buy them new stuff, and we've got to spend that on them, so we do. But it's good to have the stuff here when they first arrive, because sometimes they can come with nothing except the clothes on their back. And in a couple of cases, not many, but in a couple of cases, we've had kids arrive here in the middle of winter with like one sock and no coat, you know, wrapped up in a police officer's jacket. You know, so it's good to have stuff on hand ready to go. But it's all in boxes. It's got to go somewhere. At the moment, it's taking up space upstairs, and I would like stacked back there, nice and securely, where it won't fall on anybody, but also kept dry and off the floor, just in case we have, because this is a basement floor, so you know it's Quebec, it could flood. Okay, I've cleaned off my little workbench, a little bit, just enough to give me a little bit of space. Okay, it's a little bit tidier up here now. For some reason, there's a Christmas bauble there. God knows. I'm going to move that box. But what I've just done is I've taken my little old shop vac, and I've hooked it up to my little Mastercraft kind of mini planer, if you like. It's basically a Mastercraft plane on a base, so I can use it like a planer, so I can pretend I'm a woodworker. And I've hooked it up. Look, it doesn't quite fit, so I've used the handyman's secret weapon, as Red Green would say, and whacked a bit of duct tape around it just to hold the hook, because it doesn't quite fit. So I've just put a bit of duct tape around it. I mean, it's basically ducting, isn't it? And I'm going to try it out on something over there. Maybe that will be my first victim. I'll make sure it's got all the screws out, and then I'm going to try my planer out for the first time. I've just faffed about after I tidied up, making sure that the fence is square to the base, and it is. I did that with a combination square up against it, and then adjusted this knobble here until, well, I ignored that. I just went until this was square. I said sod that because it doesn't look accurate to me. I mean, look. Whopping grip needle. Tiny little numbers. So I just got it square with my combination square, and I'm going to run it along there, and then I'll see how square it is. Let's crack on, shall we? there you go. I've got some things to put away, but my little shop vac has done a good job. I love my cup. Even the old freezers come up nicely. So I'm going to do the rest of this room because there's still some crap on the floor. But I love this little shop vac. My little Craftsman shop vac. Portable, lightweight. I mean, it sucks through batteries like a mother, but I've only got 2 amp hour batteries. I'm going to get some 4s or some 6s for this because then I won't have to worry about, you know, swapping the batteries out every, I don't know, like half an hour of use out of it, or not even 20 minutes, I think, before it drains the battery. That's the only complaint I've got about it, because it works really well, and it's got a HEPA filter in it, so it's blowing out clean air, even if I'm cutting up MDF or whatever. This thing, well, sucks, but in a good way. Thank you, Craftsman. Hint, hint. Anyway, that's enough from me for today. Quite excited about that today. It's the, sorry, watch battery low. First time I've tried that tool. It's a loud little bugger, I tell you. But it's all right, yeah, little Mastercraft planer. Got it off of Facebook Marketplace for like 50 bucks. Not even, I think 40. Lovely little old fella. Way out in the boonies. He'd only used it like 3 or 4 times. It's in very good condition. The instruction book is pristine, especially the English side, because he was French. And it's a double-sided instruction book. But yeah, so yeah, that's quite exciting. New tool. Look forward to getting to grips with it and really, you know, mastering how to use it. It's going to come in very handy for, you know, getting boards down to size. If they're a bit too thick, I can go right across them and get them down to size, and they'll be useful for whacking French cleats on the wall. And we all know I love a cleat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using it. I mean, what I really like about it is that I've got the option to take it apart and use the, because it's just like a Mastercraft hand planer underneath, and I just have to take one end of the plate out, swap it in with another, and it becomes a power tool hand planer. I don't think I'll bother with that though. I'll keep it as is and make a little bespoke unit for it on wheels, so I can move it around the shop if I need to, like I'm planning to do for everything. Maybe a flip top with the drill press that I have outside, the Craftsman drill press that I have. You listening, boys? We'll see how that goes. But yeah, because I mean, what's the point in taking it apart and putting it back together again and being a pain in the arse to realign and make sure that it's square? And you know, when I can keep it as is, I know it's square at the moment, and I can just check it from time to time to make sure, and you know, realign it from there, rather than doing the whole job. When I can probably just get another second-hand plane in good nick off a marketplace. Or you never know, if they're listening hard enough, the good people at Craftsman might send me a plane to use as a, you know, as a test, and offer to let me keep it when I'm done. Although I highly doubt that. Why they'd send it to a buffoon like me, I would never know. But if you're listening, Craftsman, love you, but not to worry. I'll probably just end up getting a cheap one off of Facebook Marketplace, no problem. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I look forward to getting to use it more. The video is going to end here today because I've waffled on long enough. I'm excited, so I've kind of babbled a lot today because I've got a new toy and I know how to use it, kind of. But I've got to crack on. I've got to clean this mess up in here. I've got to put away the tools that I brought back from the campsite, my shed at the campsite. Didn't want to leave them in the shed over winter, so I've got to put those away. I've got a rigid impact driver, an old Black & Decker drill that I had there, my old Black & Decker jigsaw, which I don't use here because I've got my Craftsman cordless, but you know, I didn't want to keep it in a cold frozen shed over winter. I wanted to keep it here in my workshop, which means I'm going to have to find somewhere to put it. We'll make something up. I mean, hell, this whole series is made up. But yeah, I'm going to crack on for now, tidy up, and I've got to get in there and get all that crap up off the floor that you saw earlier and get it out so that I can start getting the storeroom ready. And when the storeroom is done, then I can really get to work in here. and I can start building, or trying to build, learning to build, and probably on more than one occasion failing to build, and trying again and rebuilding the cabinets in here that I want for my big tools and for my workspace and so on. I might even, well, future plans, we'll cover those in a future video. What I also wanted to say before you leave, don't you go nowhere and watch it, leave it alone. Don't you press that. Right. For those of you who decided to stay, yesterday, 9th of October 2023, big day for this little channel. I hit 100 subscribers. 100 people have bothered subscribing to twatty old me, which means the world to me. I was thinking 20, 25, maybe 30 people would bother, and just because they knew me and they felt pity for me. But no, people have been amazing. I've had some really positive comments. I've had a couple of negative comments, not nasty, just like, no, don't do this, don't do that. I was going to subscribe, but then I saw how dangerous you are, so I'm sorry, but I can't. And, well, I'm learning, and most of the encouragement I've had has been amazing. What really surprises me, I'm not surprised, like my friends I knew would subscribe, and I've got, I don't have a great amount of friends, but the friends I do have are very loyal and wonderful people. And I know that they watch just because they want to support me in this endeavor, whether they're here in Canada, in the US, or in the old country, the motherland back in England. I've got some old secondary school friends who are watching. I have a big feeling Lee's probably going to watch this one. Hey, Lee. And a few others. There's another guy I went to school with, Nick. He has turned out to be the most wonderful carpenter, one of the best I've ever seen. And I'd like to think that he's watching this and going, oh, Christ, Danny, no. Or at least he will do when I actually start the bloody woodwork. But what's really surprised me is that there are two guys, and there might be more, I don't know, because I can't always see who subscribes to me on YouTube or not. But there are two people who I follow semi-religiously almost on YouTube. I love their channels. That's Keith Brown at Rag and Bone Brown and Dean at Woodwork Journey. And both of them have deemed me worthy of them following my little channel. And these are two guys who have hundreds of thousands of followers, thousands of followers, and their videos get so many views. They go to big meetups and stuff like that, conventions if you like, and talk to people. They're so well known, and I respect their abilities and their advice so much. And they've both chatted to me online. They've both bothered to follow me, and I cannot express my gratitude enough to those two for doing that, because it gives me a little bit of hope that, okay, maybe I'm going in the right direction. Maybe these videos are interesting, not just because people want to see me lose a limb, because I'm offering something, that might be deemed worthy of the time to watch. And that is, how does an idiot like me with no experience of this kind of thing? I mean, 25 years ago, I was a labourer and a beginner bricklayer. I was pretty good at it, but I was a beginner. And then I moved here and became an English teacher for 20 odd years. And then the pandemic hit, and I decided, my wife and I, with the fostering, now I'm a full-time foster dad. And I do this on the side just to keep me sane. And the fact that I've hit 100 subscribers, and two of those are what I would call woodworking YouTube royalty, are that amazes me, and I'm extremely grateful for that. So yeah, this has been a bit of a babble from me, because A, I'm excited by it, and B, we've got a 5-week-old baby in the house, and Daddy doesn't sleep much, and when I'm tired I babble as well. So that's going to be it for me for today. Again, thank you very much if you've already subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, make my day. Subscribe, like I'm greedy for more. And thank you. That's all thank you very much. And yeah, that's a wrap. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.